right. So you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like you're doing all the right things and you're not getting anywhere. You feel like all this effort you're putting in, yet you're not like at that next step where you want to be yet. Maybe you're starting to feel like you're not doing enough and you're starting to feel a little burnt out, right? I mean, I get there too. And in this video, I'm going to go ahead and help you get through these feelings. And maybe if you're even procrastinating, I'll help you get through that as well. And I will allow you the opportunity, if you can see it as the opportunity, to grow and expand to this new version of you. I will show you how to shift. Let's get it. All right. This is what we do when we're stuck like Chuck in the back of a pickup truck. You ever see that stuff? It's like stuck there. It's like clay, you know. It's, you know, if you've been like putting soil or dirt in a pickup truck and over the years it just kind of gets stuck there. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. Not really though, because that's probably how you were feeling. And you know what that Chuck has in common with you? It's old, right? Not that you're aging old. That's not what I mean. What I'm talking about is it's been there for a while. And imagine if it kept building up and building up, right? And eventually you're having less of a truck bed. Yet you want to get like a new bed frame and bring it back home, and your freaking truck bed is full of stuff. This actually did happen to me when I brought my bed frame and bought it and had to use a truck that was used for like, you know, farming stuff, and I had to like clean it all out. It was like winter. Anyway, point is, you need to make space. If you create space in your life and get rid of the things that no longer serve you, then you're able to actually go ahead and move forward to this next step. Because these things in your life, and what I mean by the things that no longer serve you, is maybe start decluttering. Start getting rid of objects that you no longer need. Because who you are turning into and who and where you're going, and you want to have these new people, places, and things, experiences, it's going to require you to have that ego death and get rid of the things that you've latched onto and added meaning and attachment to. Things that no longer serve your new purpose in your current now moment, because they already served you. And sometimes we latch on to things and we end up building clutter in our areas. And I'm recently decluttering and getting rid of all sorts of things that no longer serve me. I decided I'm going to focus on 3 things. That is EDM music production, content creation, and just being happy. And part of that means is getting rid of all the things that no longer are in alignment to serve those things in my life. Even things, gifts from an ex. I saw this like, you know, little like picture thing that you take when you go take pictures. And I was looking at it. Yeah, she may have been a covert narcissist and taught me how to set boundaries. And I saw the gratitude in the relationship because I was a people pleaser. And no matter how much she told me, I'm not enough or it's not good enough and she wants more this and more that, as I'm already cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner for her and cleaning the house during this, 2020 time where things got a little funny and everybody stay at home, and I'm doing so much. Although I was, a little more financially dependent on her. Yeah, she made me feel bad about it. And why I bring this up is because I'm looking at it and I'm like, I saw it and I'm like, I'm grateful for the experience because now I know how to set boundaries. Now I know the type of love I deserve. Now I can let go of this. Ho'oponopono is so good for this type of stuff too, because it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Because the more you can say that to anything and objects in your life that no longer serve you, obviously I'm not with this ex, and I found this little thing of pictures, right? It was stuffed in one of my storage boxes from when I moved out, and I'm decluttering all that stuff because I have just boxes of stuff that's just sitting there. It's been sitting there for months. I'm not even using it. Like literally, if those boxes just disappeared, essentially it wouldn't matter because they're not a part of my day-to-day life. And then I started opening up these boxes and I'm like, oh man, there's stuff in here that I kind of want to keep. I'm like looking at it. There's meaning in it. It has memories stored in it. There's attachments. And you know the thing about these items and why I'm telling you to declutter your space is I've already gotten rid of like 30% of the stuff, probably like 40, pretty close to almost all of it the last 2 days. And man, there's you add energy and attachment to these items that serve the old you, not this new version of you. And the more I kept saying, I'm just going to get rid of this, I'm going to get rid of it. And I felt just release. Even my iPhone box, I finally just like said, F it. Why am I even keeping this around? Yeah, it's a nice box. I even looked up online. Is there a reason why I should be keeping this box? People are like, oh, it has perfect edges. You can put it in drawers and save your paper clips. Like, I literally considered, I'm like, oh, that's a good reason. Yeah. And then there was this halo effect because it's a good brand, it's a good box. And I'm like, literally like, oh, and there's the IMEs on the back. Maybe I'll need it. I started buying into that and I put it in a box. I'm like, oh, I'll just deal with it later. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I decided this is not serving me. I don't need this. It's not serving any of the purposes that I created for myself and where I'm heading. So I went over there and I threw it away. Can you believe that? I got rid of my iPhone box. Who does that? Everybody's keeping them. So let go of your iPhone box. It's not serving you. Maybe you'll keep paper clips in it. No. Get rid of it. I found these Reptar socks. I've actually got rid of so many socks with cartoons and stuff. Because my ex kept wanting to buy me, like, she did spoil me with clothes, but it was like random stuff, and it's like stuff I'll never wear. I just kind of kept it because it's kind of new, whatever. I don't even like Reptar. That was a part of me from when I was like freaking 5 years old when I watched Rugrats, right? I used to love Reptar then. I actually don't like the design of Reptar. He's got half a Disney Channel logo on his back for spikes, first of all. And the only thing I held on to them is like, oh, maybe there'll be a party, or maybe I can, have a striking conversation about Reptar at a party or something, or someone will ask me about them and then we'll talk about Reptar. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't really even like Reptar. And I'm just holding on to this meaning and attachment that like, maybe, just maybe there'll be an opportunity where I'll bond with someone over that. Like, how ridiculous. I don't want to bond with anyone over Reptar. That's not where I'm heading in my life. That's not helping me become a better motivational speaker and coach. That's not helping me awaken people spiritually. Realizing that the human experience is the spiritual experience. This is an experience that you're choosing to have in this very moment. It already exists. Time and everything doesn't really exist. It all exists here and now. And you're choosing to have this experience, and the experience feels real. Time feels real. The experience that this is your first time living this human life after it already exists feels real, like it's your first time. So when they say, this is your first time on earth, believe me, you are every single freaking person. You are this is the universe experiencing itself. Now I know we went off the rails here, but do you get my point? Part of you shifting energetically to becoming a better, stronger version, you have to let go of these things. And as I'm making space, my home has space. And you know what I learned is through that is there will always be, like, in our human experience, there's limitations, right? There's only so much space like you can actually fill things with. This is the biggest realization I had. And as I'm getting rid of stuff, I realize this is allowing and creating a space for something new, something better opportunities, better people, better places, better things to show up in my life, if I so choose. And the decluttering, literally is clearing my mind, right? It's an actual psychological effect, not having clutter. It's really good for you. And here's the thing is, like, there was one thing that one of my like ex-friends made for me during the winter or something. It was a gift, right? It was a really nice gift and it was precious. This person also showed me how to set boundaries, so we're not friends anymore. And I'm grateful for the experience. I really am. I always show gratitude towards anybody, because if you can stay in a positive outlook, you're going to get the positive benefit. And everything was a soul deepening. Everything was for my soul journey. The experiences I chose to have grew me into who I am now, making this very video. Without those things, I would not be making this video. So I looked at it and I'm like, this person wasn't a very good person towards me at the end. And then I saw the gratitude and I was grateful, and, ho'oponopono. I'm I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry if it was in my vibration that I attracted you, that I reacted in certain ways. It was because this is who I was then. I'm sorry. Please forgive me while I forgive you. We're changing the meaning. We're showing gratitude. So thank you for the experience because it allowed me to evolve to who I am. And I love you unconditionally. I want the best for you regardless. Regardless of what happened between us, I want the best for you. That's the vibration of unconditional love. So what did I do with that thing? I decided maybe I'll keep it. Maybe it reminds me of these times. No. No. Put it out. I threw it out. I mean, actually to put it aside, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll keep it, right? And then I'm like, and I go back and I'm like, nope. I don't need this. I don't need the clutter. I'm already grateful for it. I don't need the memories. Like, I don't need to be reminded about the tragedy and the gratefulness. I already am it. I'm the byproduct of that. And it's not something I ever want to look at because it's like, I remember it anyway, and I'm grateful for it. I can let it go and release it. That's part of letting go. Because the only consistent in the universe is change. Within your human experience, the only constant thing that is consistent is change. Nature changes, seasons change. The body, your physical body, likes to play the aging game. All of a sudden, you're 30 years old and you look like you're 20. Like, it's wild. 50-year-olds look like they're 20. I don't know what's happening. I do know. By the way, I don't know if you can see this, but I have this gray hair. I had this gray hair. It's my very long gray hair in my nose. I know it looks like I'm picking my nose. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Anyway, this is like a straight up, my only gray hair came out and it's long, right? And it's actually turned back to black. Like the front tip of it is gray, while the rest of it is going back to black. This is the second time that's happened. And yeah, of course, whenever stressful times in my life happen, it turns white fully. And then when I finally let go and release, it just literally turns back to black as I'm following my highest excitements, my passions. My body goes back to a healthy, regenerative age, essentially of immortality. That's why disease, which is dis-ease, which is stress, leads to these biological complications. And if you have clutter, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to be less productive. There's stuff everywhere. You're holding on to an old version of you, of gray hairs, and you're not going to go anywhere. Your ego wants to keep you safe-o in this familiar, comfortable energy of these things, your physical things you're holding on to. And when you let go of these things that you get rid of, just like that friend I'm talking about who gave me this gift, I decided I'm going to let go of this because now I'm opening up the space, and this is where I'm doing this full circle thing back to it, because now the limitation of space I have in my human experience, I'm letting go of this, opening up the space for a new friendship, for a friend who actually can love me the way I deserve to be loved. Because one, now I know how to express my needs and my vulnerability and not say yes and be a people pleaser. Someone who actually respect me, and I'm going to respect them, and we're going to make incremental adjustment to each other. That's the type of space I'm opening up by getting rid of that item, by letting that go. And you can too. Because you're either going to stay stuck where you are like Chuck in the back of a pickup truck, or you're gonna let go and grow. You're going to expand to that being that you want to be, and you're going to allow space for the new to show up, and that will always be a better new. Don't let your ego keep you safe in this comfortable, familiar energy, because I know who you're becoming is unknown. You don't know what that's like yet until you just step through that door, and only you can step through it. Only you can take that next step. And the only way to take that next step is to let go of being at that old step, the past step that you're in. Meaning you have to let go of those things and create the space energetically. And again, those things have memories. You could even subconsciously, if you look at something, that's what I mean, you may actually have a triggering, like emotional, subconscious behavior that may happen. Your emotions may shift. You might be super happy, and all of a sudden you look at it and it's like, it reminds you of that one time. So get rid of it. Let it go. You don't need it. If it's not serving this new list of purposes that you want to experience in your life, let it go. What's that little, piece of art that I was gifted gonna do for me? Nothing besides memories and gratefulness that I get to show. Except it's not serving. Like, how can I use it in my content? I mean, I can bring it out and show you guys. How am I going to use it in my EDM production? It's not going to produce music for me. like, what's it actually useful for? Right? Because I want to keep my mind focused on these things that I'm going towards, not on other stuff. I don't want to get my emotions, and I mean, I can be strong in my emotions, but why? Why even? Well, not but and why? Why let it be there? Let it go. Let those things go. Let that ex go. Let those things that don't serve you go. You don't need them. Stop hoarding. There's always going to be more stuff. There's always going to be better stuff. The world is shifting and evolving, and there's new technology. There's always going to be new iPhone boxes, new everything. You don't need it. Let it go. Okay, this is how you're going to be able to step into this new version of you, is by letting the old version of you dissolve, by letting it go, by no longer being attached. I mean, as you can tell, if you follow me, see this? No beard. Why? I let it go. I let it grow for so long, and then I said, no more beard, baby. Do you feel me? Do you feel me on the changes that you can make? And you know what? As I'm doing this, clearing out my space and getting rid of stuff, like, so much energy is going through me, and I feel better. I think better. And it just feels like I can breathe. Like, there's just stuff that's not cluttered. So, do it. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. If it doesn't serve who you are, let it go. And you know what? I will give you the trick to doing this. Some of these things I did struggle with letting go. You take the thing, right? You look at it, and then switch it over to your other hand or whatever. I do it in my imagination because I think about the item, and I just put it. I imagine it in two spaces, right? For you, you can switch it back and forth. However, nothing has meaning aside the meaning which you give it. Because then you start to buy into the beliefs, your reality, you're determining it. The meaning and the memories that you're putting into these items, right? You're choosing to hold on to it. So imagine, here's the item with all the memories, and here's the same item with none of those memories. It doesn't even exist. It's just you found it, picked it up in a bin, it has nothing, no meaning to it, you have no attachment. Just pretend for a moment. What are you going to do with this item? You really want it? Is it really serving your purpose? Or do you no longer need it? You're more than likely going to decide it's useless. Out the window it goes. And then over here you have the item with all the memories and stuff, and it's like, it's kind of hard to let it go. It's kind of, the attachment, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the payout. Oh, the validation of my memories. Throw it out. Because if you can at least look at this and it's like, is this item useful for you? Is it going to help you do anything? No? Let it go. So that way you can grow. All right? Have an alchemizing day. Let me know I helped you in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Namaste. Bye.